How's it going, everybody? So today I wanted to make a quick install video on the Super 73 Z1. The Z1 model does not come with a front light, so I wanted to go ahead and fix that, but I didn't want to buy just your typical bike light that you would normally see at Walmart. I wanted to take it a step further and install one of these Bajadesigns S2s. This is a Pro model. There is also a Sport model that isn't as bright as the Pro, but it still gets the job done. But since I have a Pro here, I'm most likely going to throw this one on. Not only because it's a Pro, but because it has the amber lenses and I don't want to go ahead and swap this lenses to this light. Another great feature about this S2 is that you can swap out the lenses. So if you don't want this type of color or pattern, you could just simply remove the bolts here, order some new lenses and throw them on. You could either go all spot, all flood, or amber or clear lenses. My favorite is this driving combo, they call it. So you get a flood and a spot, and it's perfect. So when you're driving down road, you get a range and you do get a bit of flood lighting around the front of your bike or car or whatever you're using this light on. And since we're going to be installing this Bajadesigns S2, we are going to have to install a secondary battery because we don't want to tap into the original battery from Super 73 and void any warranties. So you can find these batteries or these type of batteries on Amazon for pretty cheap. This is an EXP 1250. You can find it for about 15 bucks. They're pretty cheap, and again, there's different variations, different sizes, and you can find something that's going to work for you. These cables here I built specifically for the Z1 for the application that I'm going to use it, so all the length and everything is pre-cut. If you're curious about how to make all these cables, because I made this cable myself, you can go on YouTube, type in Busted B George. He does have a video on how to install a similar light to a similar e-bike out there, and you'll find all the information you need, all the equipment you need to get that going. So for now, I pre-installed everything here, so that way it cuts time on this video. So yeah, so check out the video. I'll link the video down below, that way you get a better picture of how to do all this. So let's go ahead and move on to the bike so we can start getting the install going. Alright, so I decided to install the battery in this location here, only because to me it seems like the best area to throw this battery on there. Fits on there pretty nice. The chain guard here does have a portion so that the battery, even if it does slide accidentally, it won't hit the chain, so that's perfect. There is other areas where I can see this possibly mounting, like back here, but I feel that this area is probably the best spot to throw it on, so that's where I'm going to throw mine on. Again, if you have a different type of Super 73, a different model of it, you can find little areas around, see what works for you. That's the best thing about using these straps here, that you can kind of just troubleshoot your own issues and see what's going to work and what's not. So because I don't want the battery just sitting there in bare metal, I am going to throw some velcro on the bike as well as on the battery, so that's even going to secure the battery even more in place, so that way it's not sliding around. There you go, we threw the velcro onto the battery and we're going to go ahead and lay it down here. Now we're going to go ahead and throw the straps on here. And there you go, the battery's pretty solid. It's not going to go anywhere. Alright, so next we're going to attach our power cable. Keep in mind, this section here is going to be used to charge the battery itself. That way you don't have to remove it. And this is also going to attach to power the S2 light. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Alright, and the way I'm going to go about doing this is I'm going to feed the wires through the back here. Remember to put red on red, black on black. So we're going to go ahead and install that now. Alright, so after zip tying this portion in place, the cable is still pretty long. I wanted it kind of long just in case I needed to charge the battery and I needed some extra slack. So all I'm going to do is tuck in everything in between this little gap here that the bike has, and I'm going to zip tie. Alright, so after you do a little bit of cable management on the frame, we're going to go ahead and install the switch. This is going to be the switch here. There's not a lot of places you can throw this switch on without having to drill into the bike because the switch is so long. It does have 3 cables sticking out of it. So what I'm going to do is, again, use some Velcro, throw some of it on it right here and some on the switch, and then we'll go ahead and zip tie it. on is gonna look a little bit janky, but it's gonna be the best way of mounting it without having to drill or attach any more brackets onto the bike. If it's in here, it'll be a little bit hidden. This bar here will kind of cover the 3 wires in the back. Right here, this bar will cover everything up, and then you'll be able to just use a switch. But for now, I'm gonna get started on throwing the Velcro on, so that could be a little bit more secure while it's sitting in this little pocket here. All right, so I'm not sure if I want to throw a zip tie around there, because it is pretty tight. Like, it is, like, I'm moving the switch around and it's moving the whole bike around. That's a 20 pound Velcro, so it's doing a pretty good job. Again, I'm not sure if I want to throw a zip tie on there. I wish the Velcro was black, but maybe I'll switch that out later. But it is working, as you can tell. You could turn it on or off, and it's not going to go anywhere. So if you buy a set of S2s from Baja, they are going to give you some hardware and this mounting bracket along with your S2s. This is an extra S2 bracket I had lying around, so I'm going to use this one. It is all scratched up because I painted it black, so that's why it looks all beat up. But I'm going to go ahead and use this one. The bolt they do give you is a bit too large to go through the hole here on the Z1, so I went ahead and went to Home Depot and found something that will most likely fit. I'll try to find the specs of these bolts, and I'll leave it in the description down below. All right, so after you installed your mounting bracket, you're going to go ahead and install the light. Now we have the light mounted to the bike, pretty sturdy, and we're going to connect the power now. So go ahead and feed this wire through and connect this, make sure the polarity is right. And we're just going to do a quick test here. There it is. That's pretty bright. Keep in mind, this switch is the one that goes to the external battery that we just installed. And to charge it, you just need to unplug it there and use this. I think it's like 15 bucks on Amazon. And you can use it for all kinds of things. Any 12 volt batteries or 6 volt batteries connected to the wall. And it does come with this connector here so that you can connect this to your battery. So plug it in, and then you can charge your external battery that's down there. You can charge that battery, get back up to 100%, and then we're gonna go ahead and disconnect it and connect it to your light so that your light has power, and then you're back in business right there. That's pretty bright. And there you solve the issue of no front light in the Z1. This light is a bit overkill though. It is a Pro, like I mentioned, is super bright. You could use a normal bike light, but this is a lot nicer in my opinion. So, all right, so that's the finished product. Still looks pretty original. Doesn't really take away much from the Z1 look. Still looks like a Z1. Doesn't really change anything. The battery that I added is right there, and the light, and it still looks pretty original. I'll do another update video of how this is working out for me, and maybe I'll switch out the light, maybe I'll add something else, a rear light, I'm not sure. So yeah. All right, so after using the Pro here for a quick 10-minute ride, I noticed that it's a bit too bright, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap it for one of the sport models here. This one should be a little bit more bearable when you're driving around the street. Shouldn't be blinding too many people, so I'll go ahead and install this one instead. And we'll see how it does tonight. All right, so that's the Sport installed. Pretty much just unscrewed the bolts. And as you can see, it's still pretty bright. I mean, still pretty bright. The Pro is a lot brighter though, so if you need that extra light, then go with the Pro.